everyone, my name is Ezeocha-Orieno, and today I'll be walking you through the solution I built using the Microsoft Power Platform, specifically Dataverse, Power Apps, and Power Automate. Now, this is based on the Microsoft workshop plan called Create a Machine Ordering App. In this scenario, imagine an organization where every year the employees request for an updated coffee machine for their employee break room. Normally, this process involves emails, spreadsheets, follow up, but how about we streamline all of that using a user friendly app? Now, in this case, the employees can be able to browse machines and compare models and then place an order. The approvers can automatically get notification about the approval request and they can choose to either approve or reject the request. All these are being done via email. And then we have the admins that can track and manage the request lifecycle via a guided workflow. In this case, we've been able to use a business process flow, right? So all of these are powered using the Canvas app for front end user interface, the model driven app for administrative processing, the Power Automate for email approval, the Dataverse for data storage, and then I put in business rule here, calculated column there, and then business process flow there for logic and structure. So let's get right into our solution. Now, the name of the solution is called Contoso Coffee. And on here, we have our Canvas app, which is called the Machine Ordering app. So this is what our Canvas app looks like. While creating this Canvas app, I connected to a data source that was made available to us via the Microsoft Learn workshop. It's an Excel file. So I was able to use that to populate the Canvas uh, application. Now on here you can be able to navigate to different machines, and on here you can select different machine types that you can be able to navigate to. Now once you click on this, it takes you here. You click here, which is commercial coffee makers. It takes you to this part. If you go to the commercial espresso machine, I applied what we call conditional formatting, such that once a machine is above $10,000, it displays in red fonts. This is to alert users that machines above $10,000 would require capital approval. So if we are to click on any of these machines, for instance, let me go for my top two. You can click on multiple machines and then you go to the compare screen. On the compare screen, you can see that the machines are placed side by side, and this allows you view these machines better. So you get to see more details about the machines that you would like to go for. So if you want to go for the Smart Brew 300, you can see the full details about this particular machine highlighted. And then if you want to go for the Travel Brew 100, you can see the full information about this machine. So on this form, you will notice that some of the fields here are read only, so they've been auto populated, right? So we have the machine name, which contains name of the machine that has been highlighted. We have the price, which contains the cost here, and then the approver contains the email address of the logged in users manager. So this is actually pulled from the Microsoft Graph API. Then we have comments here, which is actually optional. You can just input anything there. And then requested by is the users signed in email. So once all of this is done, you can submit your machine request. But before we do this, let's go over to our Dataverse. So this is back to our solution, and on our solution I've created just one table called the machine order table. This is where all records of the order are stored, and once you click on the machine order, you can see different machines that I have ordered for, I just use these ones as examples. But let's quickly go over to our columns. On our columns, I populated that with different informations that has different data types. So you can see that for the approval status, we have choice, we have email, we have date only, and all of that. Then when we go over to our department contribution, the department contribution is set as a calculated column to calculate 10% of the total price, right? This is represented as the departmental subsidy. And then I also created a business rule such that the estimated ship date is set to 14 days after the approval is granted. So let's quickly go over to our model driven app. So this is what our model driven app studio looks like. And then this is the machine order view. So I populated this with different columns that I feel were necessary. I also created a machine order form which I populated as well. And you can see that I created a business process flow that will guide the user, in this case, a back office admin. It will guide the back office admin to every stage of the machine procurement process. So, but before we move into that, let's go into our model driven app proper. So, our model driven app contains active machine orders, and the back office admin can come here to filter records based on the approval status. So I also created a business process flow where the admin can easily be guided through every stage of the machine procurement process, from machine request to placing an order to receiving machine and then distributing machine. So let's quickly go over to Power Automate. So the Power Automate was used to trigger an approval request such that when a row is being added to the machine order Dataverse table, the manager or the approver would get an email of the approval request automatically. And once the manager approves or rejects this request, then the employee who placed an order for that machine will automatically get an email of the approval status. So that way, everybody is automatically getting feedback once a request has been placed. So you can see that when a row is added to the machine orders table, the approver, in this case the manager, automatically gets notified via email, right? And then if the manager approves the request, it goes down this way and updates a, a row in the Dataverse table, and then automatically sends an email to the person who requested for the machine, telling the person that your machine has been approved. And then I also added this flow bot via Teams to also automatically inform the person who requested for it, that's the employee, that the machine has also been approved. So he or she is getting feedback, or yeah, notified via both Teams and also via email. This the Teams part is absolutely optional. And if the manager refuses to approve, if the manager rejects that request, it goes down this way and then also updates the row in the Dataverse table, and then automatically sends an email to the employee who requested for it, informing the employee that your machine was not approved. And then it goes down to also sending information or notification via Teams both that your machine was not approved, right? Like I said, this Teams part was just optional. I was just playing around it. So if we are to test run this, for instance, let me quickly test run it. I want to do that manually so you all can see this. save and test. So it says to see it work now, perform the starting action. So my starting action would be from Canvas app. So let's go to our Canvas app. Remember, we have already selected the two machines. I just randomly selected that though. So this is our compare screen. Now on this screen, I can choose to go for this, I can choose to go for this. But any which way, let me quickly impute. Uh, Great, I like this. So submit machine, and then it takes us to the submit success screen where it shows that your machine has been successfully submitted. So it's more like a confirmation or acknowledgement screen, and then it shows you a few details about what you ordered for. And once you click on OK, it takes you back to the main screen. You can see that I got a notification here as soon as I sent the machine request. So let's go to our model driven app to see what that looks like. So I'm going to refresh our model driven app, and then uh so this is it here. This is what we ordered for the travel brew 100, remember, and then it was $349. So work with me, let's go to our email. Let's go to my email. Remember, I imputed my email as the manager's email address. So let's go to our email to approve that. So this is it here. This is it here, and it's showing every details I imputed in the Power Automate for the email. You can see here that the department contribution is 10% of the actual price of this machine. And look at my comments here. Great, I like this. So as a manager, I am going to approve this request. So you go ahead, comments, I'll just say enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself, then submit. The action completed successfully, and you would see that I would also get an email notifying me that the machine I requested for has been approved. Why? Because I also imputed my email as the employee email address. So look at it here, approved, da 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 da. So this is the date I am making this video, June 30th, and my comment here, enjoy yourself, has reflected. So let's go to our model driven app to confirm if everything worked fine. So yeah, this is it. So we have our home coffee makers travel brew 100, 30th June, that's today's date, and then since I've approved it, it has automatically reflected here, and this is the price. Let's click on this and see where that takes us. It's already showing us details here, the machine name, owner, and approver. So this is the business process flow that guides the admin through each stage of the machine procurement process. The back office admin can quickly come here to review details of the machine that was requested for. Next stage. Now this is the estimated ship date. Remember, I already set the estimated ship date to be 14 days after approval. So it is already stating here that it is 14th of July 2025. That is when I will receive the machine. And then the admin can go ahead to liaise with this supplier, right? And then get a supplier ID. Once the supplier order ID is gotten, it can be imputed here. So let's quickly impute something, 69322. So next stage, this is just test running. The admin has received the machine, so the machine has been delivered to the admin can then go ahead to send the machine to the IT department for machine configuration. So after all of this is done, let me just quickly put yes, yes, next stage. It takes you to the distribute machine. So here the machine configuration has been done. The machine can now be sent to the employee who made an order for this machine. And then once there's a feedback from the employee, it would also be shown here. So after all of this is done, you can click on finish, and that is all that the admin has to do for this process. You can see that it's written here finished. So this will be all for now. Thank you for watching my video, and if you found this helpful, please do well to like, subscribe, comment, and share my video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.